Amanda Waller's plans to discredit and destroy the Titans team grows deeper and more sinister by the hour. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Titans Beast World issue number 4 and find out what happens together, shall we? So then, picking up more or less directly from where the last issue left off, the Wall and her toady Peacemaker had come to Stryker's Island to try and Shanghai Lex Luthor into servitude. Turns out Lex wasn't the only one they were after either, as soon Peacemaker turns his attention to almost forgotten Flash foe Chester Runk. Maybe you saw this guy on the Flash TV show, but his powers are more or less the same. He has a giant black hole void inside his chest. And wouldn't you know it, it's exactly that Waller is after at the moment, but more on that in a minute. Now, speaking of villains trying to go straight and turn their lives around, from there we transition on over to Wonder Woman foe Giganta, who actually manages to tap into her inner hero by trying to protect a crowd from more of those Conqueror spores, only to end up breathing in a bunch herself, turning herself into a giant kaiju-sized bear woman. And I mean, man, you ever see something in a story and go, well, you know, that's not a fetish of mine, but it's certainly a fetish of someone else's out there? Well, I'm getting that feeling right now. Also, why do I get the distinct feeling that this is 90% a reference to Gail Simone and the fun back and forth that her and Tom Taylor have on Twitter talking about bears? Either way, the situation is going from bad to worse, and Nightwing is forced to once again rally everyone in the Titans to come together to try and deal with this problem, as it is quite literally bigger than anything else they're dealing with at the moment. At first, the good guys think Cyborg can simply just boom tube this threat away, but sadly, as Vic brings up, giant bear woman here is too much to handle, and that would use up way too much of his power, so it looks like if they want to move her, they're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Luckily, John Kent, the young Superman, is also on hand right now to assist. In a nice bit of writing, the internal monologues say that moving Bear Ganta over here is like trying to move a mountain. The only difference is that a mountain doesn't try and kill you. Well, you know, not actively at least. Speaking of John, he actually gets a nice little bit of focus during the fight here, his Superman senses really letting him see all the death and destruction that the Beast Person crisis is causing. And despite the heroes doing everything in their power to try and stem the tide right now, they can't be everywhere at once. Don't worry, I'm sure no opportunistic politicians are going to try and weaponize this against the heroes or anything. Now, while Cyborg was unable to move Bear Ganta into space, he is able to move her ever so slightly over to the more abandoned stadium where they can hopefully finish the fight. Once again, John Kent Superman and his brand new electric blue powers actually come in really clutch in this battle. Once all the spores leave Giganta, he's able to vaporize them all. Now geez, if they could only do that like a million times over, they would be absolutely set, am I right? The day is saved for the time being, but unfortunately, as I alluded to before, the Titans' actions today ended up having a lot of very unforeseen circumstances, mainly Sergeant Steel, an old 60s Giordano character who was brought back to prominence in the 80s, has returned once again, and he is 100% anti-Titans. Basically trumpeting everything that Waller has been saying before, that they're too young and too untested to be entrusted with protecting the entire world from a threat like Garo the Conqueror, especially when their team has an untrustworthy demon woman on it who is also in a romantic relationship with the giant creature belching spores all over Earth right now. Geez, a little personal much there, Sergeant Steel? It seems that this new group led by Steel, called the Bureau of Sovereignty, is also in league with Waller, and as such have been gifted the same powers by the president to basically do whatever the hell they want, whenever the hell they want, and right now that includes trying to kill Beast Boy. Nightwing and the others decide to rally together, figuring that this might very well be their last stand if they ever hope to rescue Garo from his fate. Sadly though, for our heroes, the wheels are already in motion as we discover what exactly it was Waller wanted from Lex. It seems that Lex managed to stash away some old Justice League teleporter tech, and by using Chester Runk's void powers as a bridge, they're able to open up a portal right inside the brain of Beast Boy, where Waller plans to stick an artificial black hole because, well, that's just kind of the Wall's MO, isn't it? She hasn't met a problem yet she hasn't tried to deal with by putting a bomb in its brain. This means that all the heroes are absolutely taken by surprise when the former Beast Boy, now Garo the Conqueror, ends up exploding all around them, no more so so than poor Raven, who makes it up to space in just enough time to see Beast Boy's head explode. Yikes. And so that was Titans Beast World issue number 4, everybody, and man, even though I theorized that they might try and kill Beast Boy off in my last video, I really did not see it coming when they ultimately did, nor did I expect it on the scale they did it. I mean, obviously I don't think he's gonna stay dead. I think Raven is gonna work some magic mojo, or there's going to be some 11th hour reveal involving possibly the spores, maybe even Animal Man and the Red explaining away how Beast Boy was able to survive. But for what it's worth though, a good shock is hard to come by in comics these days, and I was genuinely shocked. Beyond that, the action is good and creative. I love the use of all the different Titans characters getting to hang out with people they don't normally get to hang out, like John Kent, who's back in full force now, and even Swamp Thing. The stakes also feel incredibly high now heading into the last couple issues, and I'll be really interested to see how all of this ends up shaking out. Overall, I would give this one a much deserved 8 out of 10. The last couple DC events haven't really been doing it for me, and I don't think I'm telling tales out of school by saying that, but for what it's worth, Taylor really has managed to bring the heat here with Beast World. And if they can stick the landing, I think 2024 will actually start off with a bang when it comes to events, and I mean, who doesn't want to see that, right? Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel again, thanking you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not check out my Amazon link down in the description. Yes, that's right, the Cape Joel channel officially has its own Amazon storefront now. You can pick up a comic or anything else for that matter, and if you did, you'd really be helping me in the channel. So with that out of the way everyone, I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.